Romance is never simple, but sometimes it takes a truly unexpected F. These are the stories of fashion connection and bold rebellion against traditional standards. In today's video we will explore 6 unforgettable movies about unexpected and unconventional romance that broke all the rules and created tensions. So let's dive into these fascinating stories together. Starting at number 6, Malicious, 1973. The story follows a middle D. Ignacio is man and father of 3 sons. During his wife's funeral he discovers that his wife had hired a beautiful and charming young woman, Angela, as their new housekeeper. Before her death they are all fascinated by Angela and all of them fall in love with her. This leads to a sort of competition between the 4 of them who can conquer her first. Although Ignacio wants to marry Angela if his sons are approved, but his youngest son Nino become particularly infatuated with her. The movie explores the romance between the son and the beautiful housekeeper. It's an Italian cult comedy film, perfectly short, great acting and great visual make this movie more entertaining. The film has won several awards and has an IMDb rating of 6.3 out of 10. At number 5, Private on, 1931. The story begins with a young and naive teenager, Philip, who develops a crush on Nicola, a housemaid twice his age, and becomes fancy with her. When Philip's father has to leave town for business, Nicola is hired to look after him. Niola tries to attract Philip and spends romantic moment with him. Later she fakes her own death and tries to blackmail Philip to get his money. However, things take a turn when Nicola unexpectedly falls in love with him. What happens next? To find out, watch this 1980s comedy film starring Sia Crystal. The movie will bring back the memory of your childhood and make it nostalgic. It's a great movie from the 80s that shows the culture of that time. If you are used to watching funny and CG films from the 70s and 80s, this will be a great entertaining experiences for you. Coming at number 4, In Phase of Older Women, 1997. In 1936, during the Spanish Civil, 2 minutes and 16 seconds wore 16-year-old Andre, a religious school student in Spain. After the school closes due to the war, he decides to join a battalion to reunite with his long-distance mother. On the journey he has his first MS with mature women and begins to experience his love and fashion in ways he never imagined before. This movie beautifully portray a voice coming up his journey while the backdrop of worst destruction and this interactions with women determine the main theme of the movie. Director Manuel Ladu captured this film masterfully. It's a Spanish film with an MD rating of 6.2 out of 10. The presentation of this movie is superb. The performance of the character is amazing. The movie is highly entertaining and definitely worth your time. Number 3, Boy, 2011. A Danish coming-of-age drama film directed by Peter Gentler. In this movie you will see 18-year-old Christian who just graduated from high school. He lives with his mother and takes a summer job to save up some money to move into his own apartment. One day he meets 36-year-old single mother Sunny. While fixing her washing machine he develops a deep connection with her and then gradually falls in love with her. Christian has been a bit shy and never dated a girl before. He soon finds himself in an intense relationship that begins to create anxiety in his normal life. The movie Skin Time was very fast and the performances F. Realistically, H. Merritt, who played Christian mother, delivered a remarkable work. The IMDb rating of this movie is almost 6 out of 10. Hopefully this movie will be an enjoyable experiences for you. At number 2, Puppylove, 2013. Coming up drama film directed and written by Dylan Laurie. The movie tells the story of a young lonely girl named Diane who lives with her single father and a younger brother. She takes care of her brother even though the relationship with her father is quite complicated and intense. Dee's life takes a turn when she is familiar with a new neighbor, Julia, who is much more mature and experienced. Julia introduced Jen to drinks, parties, and interacting with boys and provides her with the opportunity for her first romantic experience. This story shows us Diane's emotional journey and explores her desires while also highlighting the responsibilities of parents during their teenage years. The presentation of this movie is amazing. The cinematography and color rating at top notch. The rating of this movie is overall 6. And finally, number 1, Lolita, 1997. The story of this movie begins with a British professor who falls deeply in love with the girl of the same age during his teenage years. The impact of that experience remains in his life, and even as an adult he develops an unhealthy attraction to a younger woman. One day he rs a room from a lonely widow and become drwn to a teenage daughter. Even though he doesn't particularly like the woman, he marries her as a way to stay close to her daughter. This is how the story of the movie progresses. The movie is based on Vladimir Nabokov's 1955 novel of the same name, although Stanley Curry's 1962 person was also notable. The 1997 adoption is considered much more impactful, however it was almost impossible to fully adapt the novel faithfully. The movie's color grading, excellent music and amazing cinematography make the overall experience even more enjoyable. It's definitely a worth watching movie. That's it for today. Hope you enjoyed this list.